Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'm using a couple of things from the Yvonne Creations Stylish Flowers range. First of all, I have this Garland edge die. I haven't actually used it as an edge, but I'll show you how it works in a moment. And I have teamed that up. I'm using it to frame one of the 3D pushouts. This is one of 3 that we have on the Hixxycrafts website. This one is SB10637 and it's called flower arrangement. So it's all, just look at this. Just realised I'm collecting bits of tape on me. So this one is all about floral arrangements. This one that I've used already on the card is in like a little box. This one from here, this is in more of a sort of wicker round basket, and then this lovely one here is like with a lantern. So I'm going to show you how the 3D pushouts work if you've not seen them before. There's quite a few videos now where I have used them, but just in case you've not seen them before, they come on this like decoupage weight paper. It's nice and smooth. It's quite matte. It's not sort of glossy, but it provides a lovely finish, and it's also quite malleable, so you can shape it to get some dimension. You can pop them out with your fingers, just be a little bit careful. But I tend to do it this way, which is the back of an old mouse mat and a large ball tool, and I literally just go around, and 9 times out of 10 they will pop out. If you get little pips, these little edge bits that you don't like, then just snip those off. Okay, so the pieces are numbered, which I'll show you when I turn the sheet back over. The sort of the rule of thumb is that the pieces get smaller as you go sort of further up. So that's piece 1, piece 2, piece 3. Now for piece 4, I've got 2 little bits here, so I'm just going to be a little bit more careful just to make sure I'm not going to rip any bits. So there's my little rose, and there's my other little piece there. Okay, so the numbering I was referring to, you can see that number 1 is like your base, and then you get 2, 3, and 4 here. It goes up this way. They are color coded so that you know that these bits will go together here, these bits will go together here and there, because on some of the sheets they don't go nicely vertically down. They've had to sort of move bits across to fit them in, so just be aware of that. Okay, so one of the benefits of having got them out like that with the ball tool is that you've already got a little bit of shaping and dimension on. So we're going to use 3D glue gel, or if you would prefer, you can use 3D foam tape. I'm not a great fan of picking up all the backing, but also I like the fact that this allows me to the time to move it into the correct place. Now there is a downside to it moving, is because now when I put the next layer on, the layer underneath is still going to move a little bit if I'm not very careful. So it is a case of personal preference and sort of how you like to work. So that's my layer number 3. If you can get yourself sort of vertically above it, it's not great looking at my roots on the camera, but if you can get yourself vertically over it, it does allow you to line it up much more easily. So that one's going on there, and then I have my little tiny rose as my last one. Woo! At least it landed that way up, and that's going on there like so. Okay, so that's how the 3D pushouts work. All of the ones in this range have these colours. They're all this beautiful sort of muted tones, really, although I've tuned them up with quite a sort of bright turquoise. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side because it needs to dry. and I will be using this one. Well, I say purely, mostly because it's very similar to this one in its shape. Now for this one, you can see that as part of the decoupage, there is already an oval back to it. This one didn't have it, which is why I cut one. So this one will only need my purple mat on there when we come to do it. So let's have a look at what we've got in here. Now I have already cut one because we need two, but I'll look at that in a moment. What size card did I make? I don't always remember. It's a 5.5 inch square on this. So we're going to put our paper down with some glue. Okay. I don't know. Let's try this glue. Or is it hiding? No, it's not. I don't know what I've done with that. This work area is like the black hole. It just sucks things in, never to be seen again. Usually small things like the pin for my glue or small decoupage pieces, they just disappear. Okay, so there's my mat there, and I can see I've still got a pencil mark on there. So I'm going to grab this and just rub that off. Except I've now transferred it onto the card. How did I manage to do that? Oh, okay, never mind. And I've moved the backing. There are times when you just shouldn't faff. And that was one of them. There we go. Right, and then I have this piece to go underneath. Let's make sure we get the hearts up the right way. There. Okay. That. Like so. And then I'm going to just put this on to this backing there. I like to put these on sort of quite often on something because it then ties it into the rest of what you're doing on the card. You can't always match your colours perfectly. It's just does depend what you have in your stash. Okay, now I have already cut one out. So now if I wanted it to be a mirror image, then I would cut from the back to get the same. But I quite liked this diagonal kind of look to it with two there and the two there. So I'm going to just cut it in the same way. Just make sure I've got my card up the right way. Let's grab the die. And I'll show you why it's called Garland Edge. Because it will cut here, and then obviously all of this. This cuts into the card, this cuts out of the card. But if I was to have a much longer piece, this would just be the edge on that longer piece because it doesn't cut here. That's why it's an edge. But I decided that I quite liked it as a decorative border. So what I will do once I've cut this is I will put this onto my guillotine, or you can use, I might use a craft knife and just cut down there. So let's get this taped on, and then we're going to run this through the machine. We don't need the magnetic through like so. How we go. And let's just do a little bit of tidying up while that is going through. That. Just check that it's not quite there. So let's put it back in a minute. It's an intricate die, and I have not put the extra pressure on, purely because it helps to save my plates. I'd rather spend more minutes running it through again. Saves on continuously buying new plates. There you go. You see, having just turned it slightly, now cut how I want it to. Now you can see it's cut here and here, so in a minute we'll snip this. But before that, I'm going to remove this piece of tape, and I'm going to get my craft knife You can do this on your guillotine. I quite often do it on my guillotine. But I'm actually just going to run my craft knife right up to the edge of the die. And that gets me a nice straight line. And then I know that this one will be the same size as that one because I cut them the same place. Move this off now. And snip there. And let's get it out and then I can snip it. Just ease it out. Resist the urge to sort of rip it out. And I'm going to just cut that bit there. So now I have my 2 pieces ready to sit and sort of frame my little decoupage piece. Okay, so right, let's get some glue. Okay, use a big one on the bigger areas. Same on this one. You can see a couple of little bits I've not poked out of the die there. Just it'll annoy me if I don't do something about it. It is only tiny, but it's still there and I can still see it. There we go. And then just get my my finer glue tip to add the rest of the glue on. Like so. Oh, I just realised I've stopped talking. Just getting a bit of glue on there. I'll just move that to one side and then do the same on this one. There is a lovely die in this set that creates a whole card. So it cuts out your card base for you, gives you really lovely mountain layering, and it's a beautiful octagon shape. So have a look at the video I've done for that. But you could team this with that, create a border across the middle. There are lots of other sort of dies, little tiny sort of, I say tiny, little small bouquet dies and larger floral arrangement dies. They all use these same flower sort of configurations, so they all work together. And all of the pushouts all have the similar sort of colour theme. Okay, so we are going to our little garland edge. Like I say, I'm not using it in the way that it's originally meant. You don't have to use. I could even just cut out around here. So I've got, you've just got the garland. Then it's not an edge or a border at all, and then that's going to sit in the middle there. Excuse me. A little bit of glue gel for that, just for speed of time. There we go. Because this one's already dry, I can push down on there and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so a really quite straightforward card to make using 2 elements from the Yvonne Creations Stylish Flowers collection. So we used the 3D Pushout, for which I have all the sheets on now. This one was flower arrangement SB 10637, and then I have used this little Garland edge die. It looks quite nice in there. This is really good for paper piecing. These flowers in particular, and actually there's another one video that I've done with a different die from this set where I have done paper piecing exactly like that. But you can see this die shows you how beautifully that would look when you paper piece. Okay, so check out the rest of the collection on the videos on our channel. Subscribe to make sure you are updated updated on all our new content. Thank you for joining me.